Welcome to another episode of Bucket List Coach Web Show. We're going surfing style, baby. Woo! Hello, this is Cindy, your host over at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live. In just 1 minute, I'll introduce my guests. So make sure you go to Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. And you're going to subscribe over at Bucket List Coach Web Show on YouTube. That's where'scindynow.com. So what is this podcast about? So it's about making the most of the dash. So we have the day that we're born and the day that we pass away. What are you doing to make the most of that dash? This show was inspired by Anthony Bourdain. I am a travel agent and travel podcast host, and I was a chef for 27 years. So Anthony Bourdain was such a huge inspiration for the show. So we talk about foodie bucket lists, travel bucket lists, aviation, and of course, surfing. You could also check out my Surfers Web Show on Facebook and YouTube. Just simply go onto YouTube at Surfers Web Show and hit the subscribe button. And of course, hit that subscribe button on Bucket List Coach Web Show. I'm also the ambassador with National Day Calendar, and today is National Eat What You Want Day. And if you want one of these National Day calendars, simply type in calendar here in the chat, either on Facebook or on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook, please go to StreamYard.com/Facebook so we can see your comment. So we have Dave and Cody. How are you?
Good.
We're doing well, thank you.
So tell my audience a little backstory, and then we could go into your product.
Little backstory. We're kind of new to San Clemente. We moved here a couple years ago. I used to do like full-time construction work and was gone pretty much most of the day and saw my kids maybe 4 hours a day for a while. But when we moved here, we started this business and thought, what can we do to improve things? And he found the way to do that. So that ended us up on what our product is.
So let's see your product and tell us all about how you came up with this idea.
Why don't you stand up and show your product there? Lift up your shirt just enough to show it there, sir. So his product goes to the two front belt loops of the pants. And essentially what that does is, I can give you a small demonstration here. His problem was he would go to school and not be able to use his bathroom at school because he couldn't undo his belt. For him, the belt was useful without the belt buckle because he would go to school and not have to use any belt buckle to get his pants undone. And when I say we went through them all, I mean we did. From the teeth and buckle belts to the cutting mechanism on the back that would give him cuts in the back of the stomach. And it didn't matter which one it was. We went on down the line and down the line. So we had to come up with something that he didn't have to use the buckle. And he was able to use a button and a zipper. Just the buckles were a problem because they've just cinched too tight and he's not that strong yet. So anyway, we came up with the belt just for him. And that enabled him to use the restroom at school. He wasn't waiting for me to pick him up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and racing home, leaving me bewildered. Wait, what? So, so we came up with the belt for him. And the buckle was something that kind of worked for me. We bought e-bikes when we moved out here, and we do, as a family, e-bike rides almost every day. If the weather permits, we're gone. We're not driving anywhere. I would lose my wallet on every e-bike ride. Like every single e-bike ride. And so I was like, man, we have this cool belt, and I've been wearing the belt now for 2 years myself.
Wow.
Why don't we come up with like a soft sort of buckle that you don't really feel, but will hold like my debit card, my driver's license, maybe a little cash. So we came up with this design, and man, surprisingly enough, I can fit like 7 actual pieces of plastic in there and it doesn't even bother me. So it simply slides on one side and slides on the other, and lo and behold, now my wallet's in front of me and I don't have to sit on a wallet. And when I'm pedaling, I for sure don't have to worry about it falling out my back pocket. So then we one-upped it after that, and we decided to make it metal free. So that way, if you're going through airport terminals and things like that, maybe then it's not so much of a hassle You know, when you remove your belt buckle, it's one thing, but you don't have to remove your belt so that your pants fall down. So it worked out for multiple things. And then we were kind of approached with, it might make a great special needs belt for people with mobility problems. And so
Oh, I love that.
kind of trying to approach that aspect as well. You know, it made us feel good that maybe we could have done something that might help somebody too. Right?
Uh-huh.
Well, what I'm going to do right now, that way we get a better view, I'm going to pop out of the podcast. I'm still going to be here in the back room, but I'm going to have you guys full screen. And if you could show it again, just a close up, and then talk about it again. So I'm going to pop out for a minute.
Okay, so I have one on here. And as you can see, it's a little dark on me because I'm wearing dark blue pants and a dark belt. But I simply release one side and I can slide this part of the belt buckle off. Release the other side, it's the same way. So now my belt is still working. It still goes all the way around my pants and it's still functioning no problem. I can work my zipper and my button without having to work on anything with the belt. In addition to that, now I have my wallet here in my hand. So if I'm getting into my car or going through the airport, or maybe I just got to go through an x-ray, I can take that part out and show them, here's my wallet. And then my belt's still holding my pants up, no problem. I don't have to feel like I'm holding my pants up as I'm walking through the airport. And then I can just simply release one side, slide it back on, and then release the other side and slide it back on. So when we heard you talking about travel, we're like, this is way better than a money belt. Trust me when I say that.
Mm-hmm.
Money belt's even got a zipper on it. So you still have to take that off to go through x-ray and everything like that. And not to mention, most people are aware of the money belt now. But this right here is just a whole different avenue. So we're able to do this thing with just black. It doesn't have to be in a color. It doesn't have to have a logo on it. So we just simply threw some stuff on there because it was our invention. And now we're just kind of in the process of figuring out how best to market it.
Oh, so you have a logo color and a belt color.
So we can actually do the belt in almost every single color. We really only want to do the belt buckles either in black or white, but they don't need to even have SURFCO logos on them anymore.
So this is similar to the shirt that Cody has on, correct?
So yeah, that is the shirt that Cody's wearing. It's just that we didn't actually finish with the logos. Once we noticed it had a defect on the sleeve, we immediately took it out of the rotation, but Cody liked it like that. So yeah, so we kept it for him.
So then you have women's as well. So that's men's. And let's see what we got for women.
Yeah, our women's size are trying to catch up. See, as they see the top middle hat there, we've started to try to name some of our clothing after our better customers.
Yeah.
And the pink corduroy hat, Dana was one of our original customers. She was originally from San Clemente and moved to Washington somewhere, but she was just such a friendly person and such a great customer that we had to name the hat after her.
Wow.
So, it's just a little tribute to her. It was her favorite color, and she really kind of got us going and spoke so highly of us and was just such a great person from the beginning. We wanted to do something to make her feel special.
There's two products I like, and that is that hat, and that is that long sleeve t-shirt. I'm in love with that. Wow.
Glad to hear it. Yeah,
wow.
It's actually a bit brighter pink than the picture does justice for, but it's cute nonetheless.
Okay, let's see. What do you have for kids here? You just have the Two Palms t-shirt?
Everything we have comes in kids. It's just that, like I said, we're having a little catch-up game. So like anything you see comes in every women's, men's, and kids. The problem we originally started with is that we were told from the beginning, your heart is where it seems like your father's son clothes, because Cody and I and my 3-year-old would always seem to be wearing the same thing. And it's just because obviously I'm the designer, so I have time to do that for my family. Only Cinco de Mayo was our 1-year anniversary. So we're just happy things are rolling in the right direction, which is forward and not just backwards. So we'll get there.
So the hoodies, I really like that pink San Clemente. So these are men and women's here. Oh, these are just here's the men's down here.
Yeah.
Do you have white lettering for the men's on this one?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's black one on that one, and he shows. I think that's the one with the orange skull in the back with the dagger.
Let's talk about these sandals.
So these sandals, we collaborated with a guy, Island Tribe Fitwear, and they're made in China, but their big thing is that they give back. So these guys they literally take them down themselves. They donate like 30,000 pairs to, islanders in like Indonesia, places where the kids don't even have bottoms, much less footwear. I've seen proof of it, and so at a discount to their normal rates, I think those sandals normally go for $69 or something like that on their website.
Wow!
He agreed to give us, our customers, a special discount and loaded us up with several cases of each style. And so I am a big fan of the ones you showed off, the Ironman. They are super comfortable, and they don't look the way they do in the photo when they're on your feet. They actually just look like normal sandals. But I'm not a big fan of the leather sandals because I'm always afraid I'm going to ruin them. I love rainbow sandals, but when I wear them, I'm like, oh, I can't get them wet, So I tend not to wear my sandals too often. But those ones, they're kind of indestructible. So I don't care what happens to them, but they're super comfortable, like walking on air.
Wow. So in closing, let's go over the Stash Belt again and tell my audience again what the Stash Belt is and how you came up with it. And then we'll put you in the green room.
Okay. So the Stash Belt, one more time, is essentially it's just a buckleless belt. The stash part of it is the buckle, but it doesn't require it to work. So the belt is shaped like a horseshoe, hits the front two loops and doubles back. So that way you're not cutting off your circulation in your legs, etc. You don't have to over tighten your belt. You'll never feel it like that. Then we introduced the belt buckle, which is a wallet, so that you can fit your ID in there, credit cards, business cards, whatever you want to fit in there. It doesn't have any problem seeming to hold quite a bit. We then are about ready to introduce the women's belt. This one's made in a 1 inch instead of a 2 inch. I had to sneak it in there.
Yeah.
A 1 inch belt instead of a 2 inch belt.
Wow.
But we're still trying to decide if it's going to be black Velcro or white Velcro, or maybe we'll have a variation of two. But this is actually the first one made, and we haven't gotten through quality inspection on it yet, but it will be coming soon.
Oh my God. I'm so excited about that.
Very bright though.
Well,
and
hey,
this one has metal on it. We haven't been able to make it without metal yet.
Oh, okay. Very cool. So this is the fun part of the show. Who would you like to shout out to today?
Well, I certainly like to shout out to you for giving us opportunity, for putting us up here, but many out here in San Clemente for kind of putting us the right direction, kind of get us on here. Pretty much just like to thank our whole local city, San Clemente.
So one last thing, do you have any great surf story to share with my audience before we close out?
You want to talk about your day at Trestles?
Trestles, right on, baby. Woo.
Well, he got to see the WSA finals down there before they
awesome.
traveled on at the end of the year. So that was pretty fabulous for him because it was first surf competition and where he started to see his dream become a reality.
Anything else before we close out? And I'll put you in the green room.
You got anything else, son?
Nope.
Oh, we're good. Thank you so much.
Alrighty. Just hang tight. I'm going to put you in the green room. Hang tight for 1 minute, and then we'll chat for a few. All right, guys. Thank you. Okay. Mahalo. Well, there you go. Make sure that you go to YouTube. If you subscribe, comment, and share over at Bucket List Coach Web Show, I will gift you a 6-day, 5-night hotel stay. You just have to share it to Facebook after subscribing and commenting. And if you want a National Day calendar to live and celebrate every single day, simply type in calendar on YouTube or on Facebook. So this is Cindy, Shaka baby, 3 o'clock, Patrick Snow. We're talking about the Maui, Hawaii bucket list. Shaka.